transfer student from San Antonio, Texas. I will be studying biochemistry here at Schreiner. Part of the reason why I decided to study biochemistry is because when I was younger, I had picked up a book that my dad had brought home, and it seemed pretty easy to read. That was the main reason why I had picked to read it. But that summer, I read that book at least 3 times, cover to cover, and I still have it. But nothing had ever sparked that much interest in me. I started asking my teachers questions. The gears just started going in my head, and I just knew that that's what I wanted to study. But we'll see how tomorrow goes. Bye. So the day's wrapping up. Today, the highlight of my day was probably the biofield research that we did with Dr. Caesar. And that required us to go down to the river and help him collect damselflies for his research project. And it actually wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. It wasn't too hard to catch them. You just had to be vigilant and patient to catch damselflies. We also saw some other pretty interesting wildlife like crawfish and tadpoles and snakes, spiders. But we're going to extract their DNA, I believe, on Thursday, so I'll keep you posted. Back from doing some night research with Dr. Caesar, we had to stay up a little bit later for this one. We used a fancy bright light and a very high-tech white sheet to attract the bugs. But it was pretty interesting to note the sizes, the difference in sizes and the difference in colors that the bugs came in. And it was pretty interesting because after sitting there for a while, I felt a bug zoom right past me. My first instinct wasn't to kill it right away. It was to see what type of bug was it, what did it look like. So I thought that was pretty interesting how my perception changed with just this one experiment. But I will keep you posted with whatever happens tomorrow. Day 3 is wrapping up, and I had a lot of fun today. Something that really stood out to me was the bioresearch class that we had. Today what we did was extract the DNA from one of the damselfly legs that we had collected when we went to the river earlier this week. And we were also able to do a quick pipetting demonstration almost, just to get us more familiar with how to use a pipette and knowing what size to choose for the liquid that we will be pipetting. And we were able to create a spectrum with different food coloring. So that was pretty cool to see. We were also able to walk around the research lab and get to see what kind of instruments we'll be able to use if we are able to do research, or if we decide to do research while we're here at Schreiner. So it was kind of neat to see all the opportunities that we had, or get to know about some. And another interesting thing was STEM ethics class, where we were able to just get in groups and just learn more about the character that we'll be playing and what role or what part we'll be playing for the debate. So that's pretty interesting now that all the information is coming together. So that's something that I'm looking forward to this coming Monday, and I will keep you updated. Guys, the day's wrapping up. Just got back from watching Christy, which was a horror movie that we watched in the theater, but it was more of a thriller, kind of funny. But my favorite part of the day today probably had to be the math session that we had. And I say that because math isn't usually my favorite
subject, if we're being honest. But I like how the professor was able to make connections to real life and how we might see it when we're studying with our major, for example. And something that was also interesting was how it was used in bird research. So we'll see what tomorrow brings.
Was a whole lot of fun. I got to kayak, I got to go tubing, and I tried to learn how to use the paddleboard, but that didn't work out too well. But overall, it was a very nice experience because I got to hang out with peers outside of the classroom, and it was a gorgeous day outside. After that, we had dinner. It was wonderful. We had big ziti. But tomorrow, I am looking forward to the scavenger hunt and the forensics lab. Interested to see how, or just how much of forensics we're going to be able to learn within those 4 hours, because it seems pretty complex. The TV shows make it look super fun and awesome, but we'll see how that goes. I'll keep you posted. Wrapping up. Today we had our genetics lab, and where we found out if we were more of a morning type or a night owl. I ended up being a night owl, which was kind of surprising because I'm usually up pretty early every morning, and I usually don't have trouble getting up. But the other interesting thing that happened today was the debate in STEM ethics. It was awesome to see how every one of us portrayed our characters and brought them to life for the trial. How we all kind of came together so that our side can win. So that was pretty interesting too. We'll see what happens tomorrow. I'll keep you posted. Just got back from the star party, which was the highlight of my day. I was really looking forward to it. And I think my favorite planet to look through the telescope was probably Saturn. Saturn, because not only is it my favorite planet, but it was probably the most visible to me, at least. And the rings were just so defined, and it was spectacular. And I also took some time to just sit back and just look up at the sky, because you don't see stars that bright in San Antonio. It was beautiful. And we got to see 2 shooting stars, which was pretty neat. I've never seen one before, let alone 2. But it was nice to just sit down and think how incredibly small we are in a universe. It was pretty neat. So we'll see what tomorrow brings. I'll keep you posted. So today was not that bad, actually. We had a coding session in the morning, and I honestly didn't think I'd really be into it, just because I thought coding was something that was super complicated, and I'm sure it is. But what we did today was pretty easy to understand, pretty basic, and it was really fun. I found it to be really enjoyable. We had to program our own games, and mine was themed Curious George because I really couldn't think of any other show. But it turned out to be pretty cool. And we also did a magic 8 ball where you wrote in your answers. So that was pretty awesome too. But I'm kind of sad that these 2 weeks are wrapping up. Today's Wednesday, and we'll have only 2 more days. I'll keep you posted. So today is technically the last day of the STEM program, and I feel bittersweet. It's been a great experience overall. I think it's a great way to get a feel of what it's like to be in college, managing your time, or, I mean, in my case, coming back to college and getting back into the swing of things, of assignments and studying and note taking. But today was a whole lot of fun. It was our bridge competition, and it was incredibly nerve-wracking to watch our bridge break and watching other teams' bridges break, because I know that we put in a lot of effort, they put in a lot of effort. So it was just very nice. We didn't want our bridges to break, but we knew they had to at some point. But that was a lot of fun. I also had a lot of fun in math after we took our post-test. We played a couple of math games with Dr. McKay, and they were interesting and all about probability, and it was a good way to end the math course, I feel. We also had an ice cream social, and we got to edit our videos for our vlogs. So this is the last video that I'll be making. And I did want to take a moment to thank everybody that made it possible for me to be here during these 2 weeks. My friends, my family, for working around my schedule, for helping me purchase some materials that I needed for the course, for just helping me get here and supporting me. I really appreciate it, and just thank you so much. I'll see y'all around. Bye.